Ty here at the Nguyen team, and I just wanted to answer a question today that a lot of you have been asking me. And the question is, how do I get into the rental market? How do I become a landlord and start building my wealth through real estate? And so there's a few different ways. You know, everybody has a different avenue, but the three most common way of becoming a landlord is one, you turn your primary into a rental and then you go buy another one. And that's usually one of the easiest transition into becoming a landlord. It's because you purchase it at a primary and the rate is really good. Chances are you have really good rates because it's a primary. Investment properties that you get financed for, the rates are generally higher, and then the down payment is usually higher as well. So you definitely, want to check to see how much you can get rent for your home and how much money you have in reserves for a second purchase, or if your home has enough equity to pull some out and use that money to purchase another property. So those are the things you want to check when you're transitioning from primary and then buying another primary, turning yours into a rental. And you want to check this website. It's called rentalmeters.com, and I use it quite a bit. You go to the website, you enter in your property address, how many bedrooms, how many baths, and it'll give you an idea of how much your house can rent for. And that's a really good starting point. You also want to talk to your lender, because your lender is going to be able to help you with all this so that you have accurate data, and also your debt to income ratio, they're going to qualify you for that. So that's the first one. The second one is, what I did is I sold my primary in the beginning. I moved in with my parents for 6 months, and then I purchased 2 rental properties, and they were like falling apart. I mean, they needed a gut job, and they were so cheap. I think I purchased them for like $190,000 each, but I put a lot of money into fixing them. So that's what I did for myself. And then once I had my first 2 rental property established, we went and we purchased our primary. And that's the way how to go from, 1 to 3. That's how I did that process. Another way of doing it is, buying small. So stay in your primary and buying a small rental, because they're cheaper and they're further out, right? And so, buying a smaller home that fits your budget. And again, you want to talk to your lender. A third way is purchasing out of state. And I have a lot of friends that purchase out of state, and there's workshops. You can learn about the rental property as well. But the most common is, turning your property into a rental and purchasing another one. And, you have to really run the numbers and make sure they all jive, right? You want to make sure that your rent is going to exceed your monthly mortgage payment. And here's why. You want to be able to take that extra and save it into reserve, so that if there's any repairs that needs to be done, or if the renters move out, that you're not bleeding a lot of cash flow, right? If you can't get it rented or need it to be fixed for the next 2 to 3 months, you're gonna have a mortgage on your primary and then also on the rental. So you gotta make sure that you have enough reserves for that. And I would say a healthy profit in the beginning of a rental property is between $300 and $500 to start out. Ideal is it would be like $500 to $800, but those are harder margins to get to. So think about that. You can also go to the website called rentalmeters.com and enter that data in, and they'll help you figure out what the rent for your house is going to be. So those are the key things you want to think about. Also, another thing you want to think about is, are you going to manage it yourself, or are you going to hire a property manager to manage it for you? So if you're gonna hire a property manager for the property, you gotta make sure that you have enough margin to pay the property manager at the same time. So an average fee for a property manager is gonna run between 7% and 10%, right? So usually if you just have one property, it's usually higher because you don't have a lot. For investors like myself and other high volume investors who have more rentals, if they transfer 3 to 5 to one property manager, usually they'll take it for less because you have more properties to give them. So things like that you want to think about. If you have any questions about rental properties, or you're looking at a house and you're like, Ty, how much will it cost me to fix this property and how much can I get rent for it? Just reach out to me and let me know. I can help you run those numbers and help you build your rental wealth. So let me know if you have any other questions. Those are just a few tips, things to think about when you're considering purchasing a rental property. So I hope you guys have a nice day. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.